Oleksandr Usyk doesn't need to speak. He doesn't chase headlines or throw tantrums at press conferences. He's the quiet storm that arrives without warning and leaves destruction in its wake. Yet somehow, fighter after fighter steps into the ring, thinking their words carry more weight than his fists.
With real, minimum effort push.
In this video, we're looking at the arrogant fighters who tried to disrespect Usyk
Pussy.
and paid the price brutally. Welcome back to Canvas Kings. Comment where you're watching from and subscribe to help this channel. Let's go. Tyson Fury thought he owned the heavyweight division. He had the size, the spotlight, and the swagger. At nearly 270 pounds, he towered over Usyk, laughing at the idea that a blown-up cruiserweight could stand in his way.
Face-to-face, Fury just looking to try and get his forehead bearing down on Usyk and impose himself on him.
Every insult was designed to chip away at Usyk before the first punch was even thrown.
I'm gonna bust him. Sausage, ugly little man, rabbit. You know what's coming, you're getting smashed to pieces, sausage.
The weigh-in looked like a mismatch on paper. Fury, the giant with one belt, against Usyk, the smaller man carrying three. Fury leaned in close, using his forehead as a weapon of intimidation. He barked insults in Usyk's face, hoping to shake the calm Ukrainian spirit. But Usyk didn't flinch. He never does. He just smiled, eyes cold like a man already picturing the ending. When the opening bell rang, Fury's plan seemed to be working. He pumped his jab, leaned his massive frame on Usyk, and even found early success with his reach. He mocked him mid-fight, trying to remind the crowd that size would always conquer skill. But storms don't announce themselves with thunder. They build quietly, gathering strength, waiting for the perfect moment to unleash their rage. Round 9 arrived like Judgment Day. A perfectly timed left hand from Usyk sent shockwaves through Fury's massive frame, buckling his knees and shattering his confidence in a single moment. The rabbit had shown the world he had fangs. From that moment on, Fury wasn't the Gypsy King. He was just a giant trying to survive. And when the final bell rang, there was no debate.
From Ukraine, Oleksandr Usyk.
Oleksandr Usyk was the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, and Fury's insults faded into silence. Daniel Dubois was young, hungry, and dangerous. In a division full of aging heavyweights, he was the one many believed could be the future. He had power in both hands, youth on his side, and the kind of quiet belief that makes a fighter dangerous. Unlike Fury, Dubois didn't need insults. He let his fists speak for him. But then came the infamous low blow. Was it really low? Or had Dubois landed the shot that should have made him champion? The referee said otherwise. Usyk was given time to recover, and the fight went on. In the end, Dubois didn't get the win, and his words after told the story of a man who felt robbed.
No, I didn't think that was a low blow. I thought that landed, and I've been treated out of victory tonight, but, you know, what else can I say?
That bitterness never left him. He carried it like fuel, waiting for the day he'd get another shot. And when the rematch finally came, Dubois wasn't the same kid anymore. He was older, stronger, harder. This time, he wasn't quiet. He wasn't respectful. He tried to intimidate Usyk and pressers, staring him down, clenching his fists, daring him to fold. He wanted revenge, and he wanted the world to know it. From the opening bell, Dubois charged forward with intent. He threw heavy shots, pressed the pace, and for a moment, it looked like he might just break through. But Usyk wasn't fazed. He'd seen this before. Young lions, wild with energy, certain that power would be enough. And just like before, Usyk answered with precision. Every time Dubois stepped in, Usyk's punches met him first. Accurate, sharp, punishing. By the middle rounds, the pattern was set. Dubois came forward with raw power, but Usyk picked him apart with calm mastery. The frustration grew. The power wasn't enough. The pressure wasn't enough. And then came the inevitable. Usyk uncorked one of the most devastating shots of his entire career, staggering Dubois, leaving him exposed with nowhere to hide.
Big right hand from Usyk. Oleksandr Usyk can be crowned right here, right now. He is undisputed for a third time.
No excuses left. No controversy. Dubois was humbled. Derek Chisora has never been the quiet type. He's chaos in gloves, trash talk, brawls at press conferences, slaps, tables flipped, you name it, he's done it.
Who's the donkey? Who's the donkey? You want me to put it on you? I'll put it on you.
He thrives on confrontation, on making every fight feel like a street war instead of a boxing match. So when Oleksandr Usyk moved up to heavyweight, Chisora saw his chance. He wasn't just welcoming the newcomer, he was promising to break him. No respect, no hesitation, just fire and aggression. From the opening bell, Chisora kept his word. He stormed forward like a battering ram, throwing wild hooks, pounding the body, and dragging Usyk into uncomfortable exchanges.
This is good work from Chisora. This is exactly what he needs to do. Good right hand there from Chisora. He's getting close. He's making it physical. There's lots of clinching. This is exactly the kind of start he needed.
Get anything on Usyk. Mobile early. Oleksandr Usyk, as we expected.
For the first few rounds, it worked. Usyk was moving, but he wasn't in control. Chisora had made it ugly, and that was exactly what he wanted. But Usyk doesn't panic. He waits. He adapts. By round 7, the shift was undeniable. Chisora's gas tank was draining, his punches slower, his defense open. Usyk, on the other hand, looked fresh, circling, jabbing, firing combinations with clinical accuracy.
Oh, good action here in the 7th, and Usyk opening up, and now he's backing Chisora up.
What started as a brawl had become a boxing clinic. Still, Chisora never quit. He pushed forward, chin out, swinging with everything he had, tough, relentless, all heart. But toughness alone doesn't win against genius. By the final bell, the gap in class was obvious. Usyk was on another level.
To 113, all for your winner by unanimous decision, Oleksandr Usyk.
If there's one thing Tony Bellew never lacked, it was words. He was the kind of fighter who could sell a fight with his mouth alone, loud, fiery, and never afraid to insult his opponent to their face.
To
Bellew, boxing wasn't just about fists, it was psychological warfare. And when the Usyk fight was announced, he turned the volume all the way up.
Listen, I don't care. Listen, SpongeBob SquarePants. I'll deal with you in a boxing. I don't fear you. You've got this big aura of yourself. I don't care. I get 10-ounce gloves on and I don't care.
Bellew spat insults with the confidence of a man who believed his power could end any fight in a blink.
And let's not forget, I have the one thing that he doesn't have, and that's a punch that can switch lights off within the blink of an eye.
And to his credit, Bellew started strong. From the opening rounds, he held center ring, timed sharp counters, and even looked like he belonged.
So we expect him to come in here full of confidence. but he knows this mammoth task in front of him.
Bellew grabbing centre ring and trying to double up the jab.
Usyk seemed cautious, taking his time, studying his opponent. Bellew smirked, taunted. He leaned on the ropes and acted like Usyk's shots weren't landing. But with Usyk, it's never about the start. It's about the slow build, the inevitable storm. By the middle rounds, Bellew's energy began to fade. His feet slowed, his hands dipped. Usyk, meanwhile, began to dial in his rhythm and press the pace with quiet, surgical pressure. And then came round 8. A single, perfectly timed left hand detonated on Bellew's chin.
With real, minimum effort push.
And that TV lights out for Tony Bellew. Dave Colwell straight in the ring. I think he's going to stop it. And Oleksandr Usyk finds the answer.
Down he went, flat on his back. The fight ripped away in an instant. Earlier in his career, before the world fully knew his name, Usyk was just that Ukrainian guy with weird footwork, the one who'd dance in the gym, confuse opponents in the ring, and smile while doing it. One of his early opponents came in arrogant. He couldn't land a clean shot on Usyk, so he started taunting. Hands down, chin up, shaking his head like nothing was getting through. But Usyk's punches kept sneaking in, and before long, the acting stopped. And he wasn't the only one. Another cocky fighter tried the exact same trick, dropping his hands, shrugging, clowning like Usyk's shots had no effect. But it was obvious who was in control. Even the referee had to warn him to stop fooling around and fight. Usyk didn't mind. He just kept landing, round after round, until finally the showboating stopped. And the only one smiling was Usyk. Marco Huck wasn't just a tough fighter. He was a veteran, a former champion, and a man who had spent years inside the trenches of professional boxing. But along with that came something else: tricks, dirty shots, rough clinches, rabbit punches, elbows, and the kind of late blows you throw not to score but to get inside your opponent's head. Huck was willing to do whatever it took to rattle the man across from him. And when the World Boxing Super Series opened and he drew Oleksandr Usyk, he figured he could drag the slick Ukrainian into a dogfight. From the opening bell, Usyk was already showing why he's a different level of fighter. His jab was sharp, his footwork smooth, and every time Huck tried to close the distance, Usyk would slip out and tag him clean. The crowd could see it. Huck was getting frustrated. He tried mauling inside, leaning his weight and roughing Usyk up in the clinch, but nothing was working. And then, at the end of only the first round, that frustration boiled over. Huck threw a blatant, cheap shot after the bell.
Had his back on the ropes momentarily. Usyk back on the front foot now. He walks through the ropes, and there's an exchange on the bell. And Oleksandr Usyk is enjoying life up there in this, his third title.
By round 8, Huck's frustrations were boiling over. Huck tried to hit Usyk's head while he was down.
And then a sneaking underhand left. Huck in real trouble. And the momentum of search from Usyk caused him to slip to the canvas. And he was tagged while he was on the floor, Oleksandr Usyk. Now timeout has been called. What is going to transpire here?
This time, the referee had enough. A point was deducted, but Usyk didn't argue. He didn't complain. Usyk doesn't need the referee to fight his battles. He knew the punishment was coming, and it would be legal, clean, and devastating. When the 10th round arrived, Usyk opened up. The smile was gone, replaced with pure focus. A barrage of precise punches, jabs, straight lefts, hooks, crashed against Huck's guard. One after another, the shots pinned the veteran to the ropes, his body sagging, his arms barely able to rise in defense.
Bobbing and weaving once again, trying to fight his way off the ropes, but only totters across the boxing ring to take up residence on the ropes on the far side of the ring, near Usyk's corner. Furious assault being launched by Oleksandr Usyk. Is he looking to finish it here? Huck trying to hold on, but instead he's only covering up.
Huck wasn't fighting anymore. He was surviving. And then, mercifully, the referee jumped in. The veteran's tricks had failed. Class won out over chaos. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed seeing Usyk humble cocky fighters, be sure to like, subscribe, and stick around for more beatdowns and boxing brilliance. Peace out.